And right now, take a look, folks, at what stunned drivers were facing right on the evening rush hour tonight after tropical thunderstorms send water rising quickly over the pavement. This is I-65, not far from downtown Louisville. You almost needed a boat. Our photojournalist team of Aspen Hester and Jessica Farley recorded this video just before the Jackson Street exit. The ponding on the roadways occurring right around the time drivers were hoping to be heading home. Instead, as you can see from our crew, it was slow going. And hello, everybody. Thank you very much for joining us on the WHAS11 night team. I'm Doug Proffitt. The summer storms knocked out power across the metro, even forcing the popular Waterfront Wednesday to move indoors because of a power outage right at Waterfront Park. So they moved it here to Headliners Music Hall on Lexington Road, where they saved the night by welcoming hundreds of people who would have normally been outside on the waterfront for the summer concert series. Organizers saying a major power outage downtown forced them to find the new home. Stephen George of Louisville Public Media says this may be the first time the event has moved to a different venue.
We've been running Waterfront Wednesday for 22 years together, and when unfortunately it's subject to the weather, and when that happens, we work together to find a better situation.
And they did. As concert goers moved indoors, folks all around Louisville began picking up the pieces as lightning hit homes and trees today. And at one point, more than 4,000 LG&E customers right in Jefferson County were without power, but the utility has nearly all of them back on at the moment. WHAS 11 night team's Alexandra Goldberg and photojournalist Elijah McKenzie headed across town where they saw damage in many places.
Power lines bursting into flames in this Pleasure Ridge Park neighborhood after severe thunderstorms moved through.
I saw a big flash and it came down.
This giant tree. One resident said she was checking her mail, was walking down this path to her front door when this tree came crashing down, taking a power line with it.
I'm alive. Seriously, look at the height of me, and I'm walking this way. Okay, the biggest part of the tree would have hit me and killed me.
Judy Jacopis of PRP says she's a walking miracle.
This could have been me.
At one point, nearly 500 LG&E customers in this area lost power, and Lower Hunter's Trace was closed.
We saw a bunch of smoke over this way, and hoping it wasn't a house fire, and we got a closer look, and it was like, thankfully, it's the lines burning up the tree, and then the explosion started happening.
Take a closer look. You can see where the tree was hit by lightning. In Anchorage, a home was set on fire on Locust Lane. Anchorage Middletown Fire and EMS says today they got more of these calls than usual.
We've received multiple calls across our district today for house fires that have been struck by lightning.
Anchorage Fire says the home was struck by lightning and no residents or firefighters were injured. More heavy branches crashing down in West Louisville in the Algonquin neighborhood.
A lot of work needs to be done, so gonna be busy for the next few weeks.
The storm causing property damage and worrying residents about the cleanup.
Oh, that's the first call in the morning. Insurance.
And right on time, more storms and extreme heat are in the forecast. In Louisville, Alexandra Goldberg, WHAS 11 night team on your side.
Well, there you have it. We took you all over the community tonight, and the WHAS 11 Weather Impact Team has declared another impact alert day for tomorrow. And when we say that, it means be on the lookout for extreme heat. And as Ben's going to tell us right now, what do you say, Ben? More of those afternoon thunderstorms?
Yeah, unfortunately, we could do this again tomorrow. And this is a look over the last 12 hours here, Doug, at the storm reports across Kentucky and Indiana. And these storm reports involve hail, tree damage and flooding. In fact, there are some areas that picked up over 4 inches of rainfall, especially east central Adair County, where there still is a flash flood warning that goes just past midnight. In Louisville, picked up over 2 inches of rainfall in some areas, causing some of that flash flooding for a while earlier today. Now, we do have one thunderstorm just out to the west of Jasper. That is it. We're not expecting any severe weather overnight, but there could be a couple downpours greeting you as you head out the door tomorrow morning. Here's Futurecast as we approach 7 a.m. Into the afternoon, that excessive heat and humidity again, got to take care with that. Today's heat index 105, about the same for tomorrow afternoon before the threat of some late day and evening showers and thunderstorms, which some of those could be severe like we saw today. So we do have that weather impact alert for tomorrow, another one for Friday. We're going to try to settle things down for this weekend. We'll show you when that drier pattern will arrive coming up in the 7-day.
All right, Ben, now to the firestorm underway and the race for the White House. And you saw it play out right on ABC's World News Tonight, right after WHAS11 News at 6 tonight. It was the appearance by Donald Trump in Chicago, falsely questioning Kamala Harris's race, and then Trump attacking and arguing with Rachel Scott, the ABC News correspondent, asking him the questions. Harris is also responding tonight. Here's ABC's Perry Russum covering the controversial new twist in this major contest.
Tonight, former President Trump returning to Pennsylvania for the first time since the assassination attempt in that state earlier this month.
A very special hello to Pennsylvania. I'm thrilled to be back in this beautiful Commonwealth with thousands of proud, hardworking American patriots.
Trump's rally comes after a controversial appearance in Chicago at a convention for the National Association of Black Journalists. Trump questioning the race of Vice President Kamala Harris, whose father is black, born in Jamaica, and mother was born in India.
She was always of Indian heritage, and she was only promoting Indian heritage. I didn't know she was black until a number of years ago when she happened to turn black, and now she wants to be known as black.
Harris in Houston, Texas tonight, speaking at an event for Sigma Gamma Rho, a historically black sorority.
In this moment, we face a choice between two very different visions for our nation. One focused on the future, the other focused on the past. And we in this room are fighting for the future.
In front of the audience of black journalists, Trump blaming Harris for the surge of migrants crossing the southern border.
I will tell you that coming from the border are millions and millions of people that happen to be taking black jobs. You had the best.
What exactly is a black job, sir?
A black job is anybody that has a job. That's what it is. Anybody that has a job.
All right.
Harris responding.
It was the same old show. The divisiveness and the disrespect. And let me just say, the American people deserve better. The American people deserve better.
And the White House is calling Trump's comments on Harris's race repulsive and insulting, saying no one has the right to tell someone who they are. Perry Russum, ABC News, Washington.
New tonight on the night team, a Louisville state representative has been suspended by his party leaders. According to a statement from House Democrats, Representative Daniel Grossberg was temporarily suspended from the caucus. House Democrats also requested a formal investigation into his conduct by the Legislative Ethics Commission. No other details were given. Grossberg represents a district just outside the Waterson Expressway, which includes Poplar Hills, Waterson Park, and West Butyl. 3 of the 5 defendants held at Guantanamo Bay for their alleged connection to the 9/11 terror attacks have reached a plea deal, including the mastermind behind the plot. And at least one family who lost a loved one on United Flight 93 says they've made peace with this deal. But Kentucky Senator Mitch McConnell isn't happy with it, saying it is a revolting abdication of the government's responsibility to defend America and provide justice. McConnell going on to say the only thing worse than negotiating with terrorists is negotiating with them after they are in custody. The families of their victims and the American people deserve real justice, end quote tonight. Well, tonight, the former Norton Commons pediatrician who tried to hire a hitman to kill her ex-husband is going to spend the next 12 years in federal prison. Stephanie Russell pleaded guilty to 2 federal charges back in April for trying to hire a hitman and pay him $7,000 to kill her husband in 2022. In court today, prosecutors argued she should get new charges. That's because Russell continued to look for ways to kill her ex-husband after her arrest when she was in jail. Prosecutors saying she attempted to hire someone else the same day she accepted a plea deal. However, federal judge David Hale of Louisville today decided against adding new charges because Russell did not directly contact anybody. Defense attorney David Maurer argues that Russell is mentally ill and needs help.
I agree that she probably needs some mental health treatment, among other things, just for the process she's been through in the last 2 years or more with this situation.
Russell was given the opportunity to speak today in the courtroom, but she declined to do so. Her ex-husband, however, did testify today. He said their children are doing very well since Russell's arrest. The investigation continuing into the former Clark County, Indiana Sheriff Jamie Knoll. The companies he helped start are now feeling the impact. The Jeffersonville Fire Department has now signed what's called an automatic aid agreement to be dispatched on all fire calls in Utica Township, large Clark County. This comes as the Utica Township Volunteer Fire Department, formerly was run by Jamie Knoll for over a decade, is unable to provide a dedicated fire staff. Jeffersonville Fire Department says it can cover the area without sacrificing service to Jeffersonville residents. And today, Jeffersonville Mayor Mike Moore says he's willing to contribute.
We always are happy to offer assistance to any of the communities around us, cities or towns, counties. We do that regularly, but you know, this is a bit of a crisis for Utica and Utica Township. They've asked for our help. I said, let's help.
Utica Township Volunteer Fire Department will keep its contract for now, but talks are underway about replacing or supplementing the organization.